Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your Psychic Tarot Love Reading. This reading is for my Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces water signs. The timestamps are below, where we will be taking a deeper dive into your person's hidden feelings for you. This is a love reading and it's for those of you who are already connected with someone, even if you are currently in no contact with your person. This will be a very specific message, so it may not resonate for all of you. If it feels right, then it's meant for you. Otherwise, you may want to check out the readings for your other placements, so Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Cancer, let's jump in. So I always like to just tune into the energies a little bit, Cancer, before I start pulling cards. There's some kind of new beginning in front of you. Now, for some of you, this could be a new offer of love, or it could be some kind of, just simply a new emotional beginning in yourself. But what I'm seeing here, Cancer, is there is still one foot in the past, and there is still somebody in your past that you are still feeling connected to, that you might be struggling to, let's say, move on from. Your overall energy is the Three of Swords. So this may be someone that you have been in no contact with. There could be some distance between you, because the Three of Swords, it often implies, not just emotional sadness or heartbreak, but also separation. And I feel like it's been quite a challenging one for you, Cancer. But the hidden message of this card is all about growth. The wounds in the heart, the energetic damage are really, where the light comes in. Because I do feel for some of you there is some kind of, new person that has recently come into your life. And if they're not there yet, I do feel it's coming in for you. So with your person's view of you, we have the Ace of Wands. There are feelings towards you, the Empress. I feel like someone's wanting a fresh start with you here, Cancer. With the Empress, this is all about the energies of, renewal, of rebirth, of nurturing. And the Ace of Wands, a new beginning, the energy of passion. So this is definitely somebody who, is, I would say, still attracted to you. For some of you, it's important to remember, because I keep seeing this new energy coming in for you, but sometimes it can actually be a person from the past that has, worked on themselves and they have transformed. They've stepped up, they're able to meet you, to take things to the next level. And sometimes that can be that new energy that I'm seeing coming in for you. Their intentions towards you, the Three of Wands, moving out of their comfort zone, looking at, possibility, potential. Is there still a potential in this connection here? Because I do feel, they really see you as this beautiful Empress energy. And with the Three of Wands there is a willingness to perhaps grow and evolve and shift through, any limiting beliefs, feelings, clear, old wounds from the past that might be holding them back, and really having the courage to do that. Because I'm definitely feeling these energies of, wanting a fresh start here, Cancer. And maybe, with this Three of Swords here, maybe this separation has been necessary, to help both of you get a little bit clearer on, what your true feelings are, to understand perhaps, on a deeper level, what the connection really means. So with your feelings towards this person, I feel like you have them down as your person, Ten of Pentacles. This is a card about building, for the long term, building strong foundations and working towards, building something together that really stands the test of time here. So building for the long term, you see the long term, you see the potential. But I just keep getting a caution when I say that, that as much as we can sometimes see a potential in somebody, that is something that has to be tangible and in the reality, not just an illusion here. So in your challenge, we have the Seven of Pentacles, a card of, just taking a pause for a moment and taking stock, reevaluating. And when I look at that, I feel like this person is looking really closely at those pentacles and really looking at what they have and carefully, reevaluating and looking at, what do you put your energy, who do you put your energy into moving forwards based on, the reality of what you actually have with this person. And so it's important here, Cancer, to, see the whole picture here and make sure that you don't get, too caught up in the illusion, because there has to be that willingness from the other person. And I do feel there's an intention there, with the Three of Wands. That is a card of growing and moving out of your comfort zone. So that intention is there. And I don't read reverse cards. Your hidden influence, we have the King of Cups. And for those of you that this resonates, that, there is somebody new that's come into your life, but you're not sure if, you're really quite ready for that because you're still caught up in the past somehow with this past person. I feel like this represents your person. Somebody who, really has the capacity to connect, deeply emotionally with you, to give that emotional support, to be able to create that safe container for you in that way. Because that's so important in a connection, especially with a connection that you want for the long term. And with your advice from the universe, Seven of Swords, which is all about, I feel, just putting one foot in front of the other right now, Cancer, and really just navigating this situation step by step, making sure that you have all the facts, all the information, making sure that you're, really reflecting and seeing things clearly here. And what lies in your outcome is the Fool, a new beginning, a new chapter. So there's a very high probability here, Cancer, that there could potentially be, some kind of new beginning here with your person. Because I definitely feel that they are, they have reflected and they have started to, really understand the connection, that you had, what you had together, and the importance of it and the value of it. And so for some of you, it's going to resonate in that way. There is a possibility here. There is a potential for a fresh start with this person. And for those of you that doesn't resonate, then, you know, there is some kind of new beginning here for you, Cancer. And it's important to just trust that, because this new beginning, I really feel, will lead you to your King of Cups and what you really want. So Cancer, let's just get your person's hidden message for you. So the hidden message is, you know, more about when we are in no contact with our person. The person's hidden message, Cancer. I wish I had treated you better. I remember every detail of that day. That's going to resonate for someone. I look for you everywhere. I want you. We will be together again. So Cancer, I am going to leave that there, and we are going to move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, let's tap into Scorpio's person, their feelings, their view of them, any hidden blocks, challenges that might be impacting the connection. Scorpio, that one definitely wants to be seen. Okay, so Scorpio, let's jump in. So I'd just like to tune in for a moment, Scorpio, before I start pulling cards. I'm also feeling a very similar energy here to Cancer's reading around a new person coming into your life, but there's still one foot in the past type of energy. Your overall energy is the Ten of Pentacles. Building for the long term, you know, seeing a future with this person and, you know, making that commitment, putting that work in to, you know, really build something that is lasting and stable and secure. And your person's view of you, Scorpio, strength, their feelings towards you, the Ten of Wands, their intentions, the Six of Cups. So there's a lot of nostalgic energy, and I almost get the sense, you know, that there is someone in your past here. I also feel that there is someone new that has recently entered your life. Just look at your feelings. So your feelings are the King of Swords. I feel like that's you, Scorpio, someone who, you know, is a good leader, a deep thinker, and probably I feel, you know, someone who you tend to think your feelings and you think very deeply. So this is a card of, you know, wisdom, of leading with integrity. And you may be someone that tends to perhaps deal with facts and the truth of a situation, you know, rather than following your heart. But there may be a little bit of an invitation here, Scorpio, to get more in touch with your heart and to really listen to what that is saying, because I do feel some kind of conflict here between two people. In your challenge, we have the Five of Swords, which is exactly what I was talking about. Some kind of inner conflict. the hidden influence, the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, a fresh start, a new path to walk. And, you know, it may be that, you know, this new person is offering that to you, some kind of new beginning. Some of you may have had a location change. You know, Pentacles are earth energy, home, career. So some kind of, you know, fresh start there. But I still feel like there is, you know, some kind of connection from your past that is not fully resolved here. And with your person's view of you, you know, we have the Strength card, and I definitely feel that, you know, this person has really been, you know, looking at their fears and insecurities, and, you know, really finding the courage to, you know, face whatever that is that's come up for them. And with the 10 of Wands, there's something that, you know, feels heavy when they look at you. There's something that's feeling hard work for this person. But at the same time, you know, this is why I feel like it's someone from your past, the Six of Cups, a card of nostalgia and going back into the past and reconnecting to good times, old memories, you know, times when, you know, we felt love and happiness. And, you know, this card also represents, you know, somebody from the past reappearing, which is why I feel like this might be, yeah, a connection from your past that, you know, is kind of coming back around again. But I definitely feel like, you know, this is something that there is a little bit of conflict here about this person, Scorpio, for you. Let's just look at your advice from the universe. The Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of, you know, nurturing yourself and looking after your needs, remembering your worth and your value. And what lies in your outcome? We have the Eight of Cups. I feel such a conflicted energy here. When I see that Eight of Cups there, I am not really sure if this is moving on from this person from the past, or if it's some kind of, you know, departure from, you know, your present person, this new person that's come into your life. And I definitely feel like there's big conflict here, Scorpio. And what I feel is needed here is a deeper connection to your heart here, Scorpio, and really listening to what your heart's saying in all of this, because to revisit the past, you know, there is obviously something about this connection that feels heavy, and it feels like it, you know, became a little bit of a burden in some way, something that felt like we're carrying something. And if the past is revisited, I definitely feel like it needs to be revisited in a different way. And what lies after that Eight of Cups is the Page of Pentacles, which is really just about making a commitment to yourself to grow. And, you know, if you do still feel that there is potential with this person, it is about being open to, you know, working towards, you know, that Ten of Pentacles, something that, you know, really does stand the test of time, and working towards that long-term commitment and showing up in a way that you are actually being open to that. So Scorpio, let's get your person's hidden message for you. So the hidden message is more about when we are in no contact with our person. So let's just get the hidden message, Scorpio. I'm not available. I bury myself in work to forget you. I want to be more than friends. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there and we are going to move on to Pisces. Pisces. So let's tune in to your person, Pisces. Their deeper feelings for you, their intentions, any blocks or challenges that might be, impacting your connection in some way. So one more shuffle. Okay, Pisces, let's jump in. So I always like to just tune into the energies first, Pisces, before I actually start pulling cards, just to see what comes through. I feel like there's a lot of new love coming in, for all of you water signs, because I'm feeling the same thing here with you, Pisces, that somebody new has recently come into your life. I feel like you're at the very early stages of, dating, like getting to know each other. And there is potential there. I do feel potential there, but I also just feel a little bit of a caution around just making sure that you're on the same page as each other, wanting the same things long term. And of course, it's nice to just kind of go with the flow initially, isn't it? And just get to know someone and all of that. But I'm feeling like, you're still kind of feeling this person out a little bit and working out, where this might be going. So with your overall energies, we have the Three of Swords. I just keep seeing there may be a past heartbreak, a recent heartbreak that, some of you are recently out of. And so you may be perhaps in a little bit of a vulnerable energy, Pisces, and I've got echoes of saying that to you in your monthly reading. And just a caution around not settling for, the first person that comes along that shows interest or pursues you, making sure that, moving forwards, they are the right person for you, making sure that you're staying true to your needs and what you really want here, Pisces. I do get a really bright energy from this person. They feel very social. I feel like they're quite outgoing and like to be doing stuff. And, it's early days. It just feels like it's in that sort of limerence stage at the moment. When everything is new and there's this sparkly energy. Your person's view of you, the Ace of Cups, a new beginning, a new offer of love. Their feelings towards you, the Knight of Cups. So there's a lot of water energy here, a new offer of love. This is this person, they're pursuing you and really kind of coming forwards to you, with this cup of love. And their intentions towards you, we have the Five of Wands. Now, your person might be being a little bit guarded here. Often the Five of Wands, it can represent, standing in your truth, being true to you. But it can also represent someone that might be holding back a little bit. So there's a little bit of a conflicted energy here. And to me, it feels like it might be a bit of a question around, them feeling, you know, if you are really ready for something more here. Because with that three of swords there, that card of, you know, separation, loss, heartbreak, they may be holding back slightly because they're feeling that perhaps you have a little bit more healing to do here, Pisces, you know, before you're ready to really open up and receive, you know, this cup of love here. So your feelings towards your person, the Page of Cups. So there is this openness from you. I feel this very, you know, raw, vulnerable energy from you, Pisces. You know, so I definitely feel it's taken a little bit of courage here for you to open up to this person, or to, you know, entertain the possibility, the potential, that new emotional beginning. And what lies in your area of a challenge is the Fool, and this is exactly what I've been talking about. You know, the beginning of a new chapter, and a little bit of perhaps uncertainty or fear, or not quite feeling ready to, you know, take that leap of faith. Even if, you know, you don't know just yet what that's going to be, you know, it has all these nice feelings about it and these energies of love. But the question is, you know, are you over, you know, whatever this heartbreak is? Are you ready for the new beginning of the Fool and this new offer of love that I'm seeing here? And you know, the guidance really of the Fool is just about trusting, and trusting that your soul is leading you in the right direction, and taking that leap of faith, actually. And what lies in your hidden influence is the Seven of Swords. I feel like there's an issue of trust here when I see that card. And just make sure that, you know, you're not deceiving yourself here. And I feel like that's in relation to whoever that Three of Swords is related to from your past. Because to me, whatever that is, it does feel like the completion of something. And to me, it really feels like the universe is bringing in, you know, a new possibility for you with this person. And, you know, your challenge perhaps is, you know, working on, you know, trust. And trust is earned as well. So I feel like this maybe needs a little bit more time. So, you know, Seven of Swords is about navigating your situation. And I would say just, you know, step by step. And, you know, allow this person to earn your trust is what I'm getting here, Pisces. So with your advice from the universe, the King of Cups, looking after your emotional needs in this situation and holding true to what you really want in a partner, which is, you know, this King of Cups energy, somebody who you can feel safe with emotionally, that can connect very deeply with you and support you on an emotional level. And what lies in your outcome, the Hermit. This is a card about learning from the past here, Pisces. And, you know, the Hermit is an energy that, you know, a well-traveled soul that has a lot of life experience and a lot of wisdom gained, you know, from those past experiences. And in the outcome here, you're just being asked to, you know, just take a pause and reflect and really tap into your inner wisdom, learning from the past, taking that wisdom with you, moving forwards so that you don't go back down, you know, the same roads, the same patterns of the past. And what lies beyond that is the Seven of Cups, a card of potential. and possibility. So I would say, Pisces, just take this step by step. Allow this person to, work to earn your trust. And, you're in the right energy. There's an openness. And just give it a little bit more time, but just take it step by step. So let's get your person's hidden message for you. So Pisces, person's hidden message. I knew exactly what I was doing. I wish I could take back my words. I want to be more than friends. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So some of you, this may be an ex returning that has transformed. Seems to be a kind of a pattern in the water signs with that as well at the moment. So I wonder if you are happy without me. So Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.